Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a brew built around Biotech Specialist, which is a 2-mana 1/3 insect scientist. And when it enters, you make a lander token. Most importantly, it says whenever you sacrifice an artifact, it deals 2 damage to target opponent. Very powerful effect. And we also got the Umbral Caller Zealot from Edge of Eternities, which conveniently lets you sacrifice artifacts for 0 mana, and you get to surveil as well. And it's decently statted as a 3/2. So these two cards in combination with each other just let you sacrifice your entire board of artifacts. And so every artifact you have just deals 2 damage to your opponent, and you can just win kind of instantly if you had enough artifacts in play and these two out. So there's actually quite a few artifacts that are pretty cheap to sacrifice and kind of give you 2 artifacts. We'll get to those in a second. But the other card I thought would work really well with this combination is Lively Dirge. This is a spree card, 2 mana spree. You can pay 1 additional to search your library for a card, put it directly into your graveyard, and then 2 additional to return up to 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to your battlefield. So if you can kind of follow my logic here, these two are both 2 mana creatures that you both want to find. And also if they die, you want to get them back from the graveyard into play. You get another lander token if the specialist comes back into play, which is nice. And this can kind of fill up your graveyard. So Lively Dirge works really well with this. You can just pay this for 4 mana to return any 2 2-drops or 1 drop and a 3-drop. But you can also use it as a tutor to tutor up any of the missing pieces. So you have a specialist, but you need the zealot, or you have the zealot and you need the specialist. You can use this to tutor that up, as well as get back any other creature, one of these, or an additional specialist. If you have multiple specialists in play, it kind of gets out of hand, because then each artifact you sacrifice is 4 damage. So Lively Dirge just works really well as a nice top end to this kind of 2-card combo, so to speak, as long as you fill up your deck with enough artifacts. And we definitely have quite a few artifacts in this deck. Breakout is the other important card that kind of helps us search up 2 drops, and so it helps us find the specialist or the zealot. Also gives it haste, but also there's a lot of other 2 drops and 1 drops that you can search up, such as the Piggy Bank. So this is great in this deck because you can sacrifice it, and then it gives you a treasure token, which you can sacrifice to get more mana, or you can just sacrifice for more surveils. So it's basically 2 artifacts in 1, and that's kind of the theme of a lot of this. The Tough Cookie is also kind of 2 artifacts in 1. It brings along a food token. You can then animate their food tokens or your lander tokens into 4/4 artifact creatures, which is nice, but really kind of gives you 4 damage if you have these out, just directly to your opponent's face. So you don't really need too much artifacts in play if each of them represents 4 damage. It's pretty nice. So Tough Cookie, Piggy Bank, trying out a few of these Dauntless Scrapbots on the 3-drop spot. These can kind of exile your opponent's graveyard, makes a lander token. So some graveyard hate in the main deck. We'll see how those go. And then we've got the Legion Extruder here, which is just 1 artifact, but can't sacrifice your other artifacts to make another artifact. So you can kind of keep looping artifacts over and over again if you have a specialist, and to keep triggering this over and over again. Nice to just kind of turn anything that's going to die into an artifact, or just turning your lander tokens into 3/3 golems. A little bit of removal as well as direct damage with the extruder. So this card pretty nice in the deck as well. And at the 1-drop spot, we got the Edge Rover. This is also 2 artifacts in 1. When it dies, you get a lander token. Your opponent gets a lander token. Decent stats as a 1 mana 2/2 with reach as well. So can kind of get in there for some early damage. And then the Harrier here is also 2 artifacts. Essentially, if you attack, you can sacrifice this token at instant speed. It also sacrifices itself. So another sacrifice outlet, so to speak, but can give you 2 artifacts for 1 card. And you can sacrifice them for our little combo here. Gives us another 1-drop. Duress is mostly just because I'm afraid of board sweepers with this deck. You're kind of going wide here with a bunch of artifacts, and something like the Pinnacle Star Cage or just a Wrath effect would be pretty bad. So some Duresses to kind of hedge against that. some Torch the Towers just as additional removal, but can also be bargained, which lets you sacrifice things, so that can be useful if you have a Specialist out. And you bargain, it can trigger the Specialist here, but some early removal as well. That is basically the deck. 3-color mana base, starting town pretty nice in a 3-color aggressive deck. So that is the combo. Let's jump in some games and see it in action. A huge thank you to all my viewers who have joined my channel membership. I really appreciate all the support. Members get badges, emotes, and early access to all my videos. Click the link in the description below the video to join and get these perks today. Okay, on the play. This hand looks okay. We'll see if these Lively Dirges can do their thing here. Lead with the starting town. Gives us all our colors, and okay, playing against blue. Ooh, there's a Specialist there. Do we lead with it? I think we don't. And go Piggy Bank. And then see if that will die. Extruder. Can hold this until we want to sort of combo off with it. Ooh, Schooner, okay. That's a good one. Didn't attack. I guess I could hold this back to block this Schooner. Let's attack and see what they do. No? Okay. I was gonna shoot it if they blocked with it, but now I think I'll just shoot the Siren, I guess. It's a little awkward, but yeah, let's do it. Okay, 2 damage here. Alright. Sure what the point of that was, but anyways, tap land and pass. And now Sentinel, sure. They can crew this up. And swing. Okay, take the 3. Goes into the Floodmaw. That gets bounced. Alright, let's see. What do we want to do? Are we worried about them attacking me? Not really. Just build up a board of tokens. Go Specialist and hold up the Extruder or the Harrier. Just attack here. And pass. And then we can kick the Lively Dirge just to find our sacrifice outlet if we want, but this is a lot of damage we got going on. It's pretty sweet. Got a map there, sure. And bushwhack there. In response, let's see, do we sacrifice this for the token? 2, 3. Or do we sacrifice the lander to get a land? Or do we sacrifice the lander to get a 3/3? A lot of different options. Let's get a 3/3 here. trust that we'll draw the land that we need for the Dirge if we need to. We can also just use this to bring this back for 4 mana. Bushwhack on the token. Okay. Interesting. And then a Siren. Got it. Okay. And Schooner swings. A lot of map tokens. So into the Flood Maw. We're going to keep that on top. Sure. So if we draw a land... So that gives us the combo of, we can get Biotech Specialist and get our Sacrifice Outlet. So that would be 3, let's see, 2, 2, and 2. So it's not quite enough. But I'm going to do it anyways, because it's our best play for sure. Doop, doop, okay. Pay. Because we have another one. So we can search for our Zealot. I guess we can get, we could in theory get a second Biotech Specialist, return both of those. I think I like just getting the Zealot here. Return both. So this is, actually this is 8 damage, right? Because we got Piggy Bank. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we have 8 damage. And we'll pass. I guess I could have attacked with the Piggy Bank, but I didn't want to risk losing it if they blocked. But they have to do a ton of damage to me. They do have a Into the Flood Maw, so that's something to consider. See what they got. Actually, it could have... Oh no, it would have been 10 damage if I had sacrificed this, because then I would have gotten a treasure. I could use the treasure to play this. Ah, okay. So I actually could have won last turn. Oops. Okay. Yeah, sack this, make a treasure, use the treasure to play this. I didn't think about the extra mana that I would have gotten. It looks like they're tapped out here, so I don't think it's really going to matter. Up everything, sure. Yep. Sure. Pretty cool combo though. The Schooner and this. Okay, go to blocks. Have to block 2 things here. Block and block. And then sacrifice this. Put the land in the bin. And then sacrifice this. Get rid of the land. So yeah, I should have won last turn. Well, live and learn. Sacrifice this. This is a treasure, correct? Yeah, okay. So plenty of mana. Alright. And then we can just do this again. And win the game. Yep, got him. GG. On to the next one. Okay, on the play. This hand looks keepable. Got turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Zealot. Let's see what opponent's got. Alright, go starting town, Duress. And take the sheltered. That's good to get rid of that because that exiles. And Sanctifier, okay. Let's go Zealot on 2. And then we can break out maybe next turn. Okay, no untapped land for them. That's good for us. Let's see what we hit here. See if we can find a Biotech Specialist. We did. Also Piggy Bank. Piggy Bank could be good too. Actually might be even better because it would give us another mana. Although the Specialist could also give us a mana. We'll go Specialist. And I guess we attack. And pass. Getting multiple specialists can be nice. Also just, can use these just to reanimate 2 things if we need to. Alright, Sanctifier. And gain some life. Another Duress. Missing land drops is unfortunate. Let's see, do we play out another Zealot, or do we Duress, or do we just get mana? Not sure. I think we'll just play out the Zealot. No. Let's attack. I think. Attacking. I probably will take it. And then this could just get out of control. We'll pass. Yep. Warp that in. Pretty nice. Gonna gain a bunch of life. And swing. No blocks. Down to 12. Crack this. And get a swamp. And then that returns their hand. Okay. There's a land. That's a good draw. So, another Duress, the Lively Dirge. Not so useful right now. Just need to get some artifacts down. So maybe we'll just go Duress. Nothing. Play out this thing. And get a lander and attack, maybe? We could try to double block as well. Kind of like attacking, just trying to get their life total low. Low enough to win. Don't know if I care about my life total that much, because we can kind of burst damage with this. We have 4 damage here. And we can try to find an untapped land. Let's see. I'm gonna go to 13. We're gonna swing, I can imagine. There. And if we block and sacrifice for 2 damage. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. Okay. 2 damage to them and a breakout. Well, if we found another specialist off that breakout, that would be pretty good. But we kind of want the untapped land for the dirges. Do we search for another untapped land? Let's go for it and see. There's starting town. That is not what we want. Thinking if we sacrifice this, and then we get back 2 specialists, they'll do ping, ping for 4. That's 8. It's not quite lethal. Okay, so I think we just hold on. Let's see what we draw. Another Zealot, okay. I guess we could attack with both. If we attack with both, what can we get back? We can get back this Scrapbot. So let's just get back the Scrapbot, I think. Scrapbot is 4 damage and a chump block, so I think I'm gonna swing here. They're gonna trade, okay. Alright, trade there, and now I can play 2 more, I guess. Okay. And end turn. This is a very weird game. I may choose to just chump block with this specialist so I can get it back, actually. I think that's the play here. Okay. Go to blocks, block here. And then sacrifice specialist. Piggy Bank. Does that do anything? I think I just want to put that in the grave. And my turn. Okay. So attack with both, I think. And then I can get back. They can't kill both. They'll probably go to 8 life. And then I can go Dirge back. Auto pay. The Piggy Bank and the Specialist. And then I can do sacrifice Piggy Bank. For Stomping Ground is fine, I think. And then I can play this. Go to 4. Yeah, this should be game here. Sacrifice these to do exactly lethal attack. Or lethal combat. Alright, sweet, sweet. Got him. On to the next one. Okay, on the play, this hand looks pretty good. Got all our colors. And a 1-drop into Specialist, potentially. We'll see. Ooh, okay, maybe we'll take that out. I think we just want to take that out. Yeah. Because this can enable like a lot of life gain and pumping of their creatures and all sorts of stuff, so. Oh, there's another one. And, okay, there is Warp. Yep. Okay. Just go Breakout here? Sure, let's see what we hit. Another Specialist or the Caller? Or a Tough Cookie. This is sort of a sacrifice outlet, so we have that. Another Specialist would be pretty powerful. With 1 Specialist. Yeah, let's go for 2 Specialists. I guess can't go wrong with that. It's very good if we have another a sacrifice outlet. Can do a lot of damage. They're not even going to block. Okay. Interesting. Alright, there's the sheltered. Yep. Okay. So let's play this and the other Specialist. And then swing for 2. End turn. And we don't need... Okay, they're going to gain some life. Don't need to really use these landers for land. Let's see if they attack for any reason. Oh wow, okay. Well, let's see. They probably are going to regret attacking here. Get my other Specialist back. Ooh, and there's a Lively Dirge. So this is just 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think this is just enough to win on the spot here, isn't it? So this and this. Activate. Choose the Zealot. And get it back. And then swing with these, but this is 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Like all of this is just tons of damage. Or another creature artifact you control enters. Oh, I gave them a lander token. I see. It's like, why did that trigger? Okay, surveil. Doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, this should be enough. Just these are 4 damage each. And don't need that. Sacrifice this. Sure. And sacrifice this. Got him. Sweet, sweet. On to the next one. Okay, opponent goes first. This hand looks pretty good. No black mana, but also no cards we can't cast, so we'll try it. Okay, pay the life, and which 1-drop do we play? Guess it doesn't really matter too much. Play the Harrier. We can go double 1-drop next turn. Voice of Victory, okay. It's pretty good. Yeah, let's just go double Edge Rover. It'll be hard for them to attack into this. Okay. During Innocence. Yeah, they should not attack, probably. Could exile their graveyard, but I don't know if that does anything for us. Make a food token. Let's see if we swing with both. I'll just hold back for now. Maybe set up a big turn to attack with everything. I guess if we attack with both of these, it's the worst that could happen. I guess they could exile this and then get a good attack in there. Let's just go no attacks. Alright, let's see if we can find our combo pieces here too. Another Voice of Victory, okay. Got a pretty good card draw engine going. It's gonna make a 2/2. There's a Shelter by Ghosts, sure. Okay, Piggy Bank, yep. That's exactly why I didn't attack with these. Alright, let's go Scrapbot. I don't know if they are going to use their graveyard at all, but we'll just pass. Another Enduring Innocence, okay. A lot of card draw. Headliner, okay. Alright, so another tough cookie, jeez. We'll just keep playing out artifacts and hopefully we draw into our creatures that we can use to sacrifice and deal damage. It's possible they have like a... No, they would not have Day of Judgment in this kind of list, I don't think. Take that out, okay. Another Sheltered. Okay, wow. Interesting. Takes out the tough cookie, sure. There's Umbral, Collar Zealot. Let's play that. Do we want to play that? I'm not sure, actually. Sacrificing... I could sacrifice some stuff just to surveil. But I also don't want this to get hit by a removal spell. They've used 3 Sheltered by Ghosts, so it's kind of excessive. Godless Shrine. Alright. Going to swing with everything. Wow, okay. Draw some cards. It's an ambitious attack. What does it mean that they're attacking with all this stuff? Don't know. Can block this. Can block, double block this. And block this. Just try to get all my stuff back, I guess. Sure. Try to get all my creatures back in this exchange at least. But I'm gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's a pretty big hit Down to 5. Get my creatures back. Yep, that's all gets sacrificed. Ooh. Biotech Specialist. That's a good one. I could just sacrifice a lander and the next turn do both of these. And try to win that way. I need to keep some things back. Otherwise, I just die to the swing. Let's see, because this makes 2 tokens. So let's keep a few things back. Let's just attack with these, maybe. Play it extra safe. Pass, and then see if we can play both of these next turn. And sacrifice everything. Ooh, Enduring Courage. Okay, cool. So each one of these is 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, that should be more than enough damage. Alright, use the lander. We do have mana available, so that is somewhat concerning, but so don't want green, double red. Let's get the swamp, I guess. Oh, there's Lively Dirge. Alright, well let's go for it. I don't see a reason not to. Let's see. If they kill this in response, I'm trying to think, if they have a removal spell, which one would we rather they kill? Probably this one. Alright. Don't see them responding to any of this, so I'm just going to go for it. Don't need that. Actually, I'll hold on to that land. It's because we have a Lively Dirge. Just in case. But I think this should be lethal. Don't see them gaining life at instant speed or anything like that. Okay, sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. I could attack, but they could gain life that way, so I'm just gonna assume this is gonna work. This gives them a lander, but don't think that should matter. It gives them priority to use it, yeah. Okay. Alright, well, they're tapped out now. And this should do it. Yep, yep, yep. And one more. Alright, got there. Sweet, sweet. On to the next one. Okay, on the play, let's see. Actually can't cast the Duress on one. Do have breakouts though. We'll try it. Breakout is pretty good in the deck, but we'll see. These Duresses, sometimes you don't want to play them on turn 1 anyways, because you know, timing of it can be important. I think I would cast it if I could. This Verge is green and black. So red, green, yeah, should be fine. Alright, tapped. Do we just go Zealot or we go Breakout? Kind of like just leading with the Zealot and then seeing what we hit with Breakout. May inform our decisions depending on what happens to the Zealot. Ooh, okay. Healer's Hawk. There's another one. Sure. Alright, so some life gain deck, it seems. Let's see. Pridemate. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, land is a good draw. That lets us play a Duress and maybe take their Sheltered by Ghosts. Yep. But they're going to get some big old Pridemates here, which might be a problem. Let's see if we can hit something useful. There's a Specialist. Let's put that into play. And I guess we just attack. Let's see, 1, 2. Well, this will hold back an attack on their end. But this is still going to grow into a 4-power creature no matter what we do. Unless they get to draw land and play Linden, so we'll swing. Okay, end turn. We could use this just to surveil as well. But we mostly just want to find... yeah, there's Linden. It's going to be a problem. Find more artifact creatures, but... So removal is lacking, so... I can imagine this is going to be a rough game. We need to somehow like find another Biotech Specialist and then sacrifice everything. Something like that. It's the only way I can see it going our way here. Yeah, let's see if we can find another one. Not exactly what we wanted to hit, but better than nothing. And vigilance. I think we have to be aggressive. To have a chance here. They're gonna be gaining a lot of life. Yep. Pridemate. Let's see what they do. Swings with everything. Interesting. Well. Pump on everything. Pump on everything. Pump on everything. I think we have to double block this. Is that our only chance? Maybe. See what they choose. Takes that out. Down to 3. Healer Hawk. And a tap land. Yeah. I think that'll do it. GG. Hello, welcome back to the wrap-up for our Biotech Specialist Umbral Caller Zealot combo. This one was pretty sweet. Definitely won the majority of my games with this deck in Ranked, which I thought might happen because it seemed pretty powerful when I was building it. I was like, ooh, this looks pretty sweet, actually. And it was pretty sweet, so I'm happy with how it turned out. But any changes that I might make, mana base seemed decent. I mean, the mana base is a little weak because you don't get all of the sort of shock lands in this color combination, but it seemed okay overall. The thing I would change, maybe these Dauntless Scrapbots. I don't know. I didn't play against any graveyard decks, so maybe that's why they weren't that useful. But I was thinking you could play maybe like another Extruder instead of one of these. But really kind of depends on the kind of metagame that you're expecting. But you know, these were fine. You know, 2 artifacts for 1 is always good. But yeah, that's maybe the only change that I would think to make. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the deck. Any ideas for it as well. Really appreciate you all watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video.